Similar to the Cat Williams hoopla, we ain't letting up on Diddy and his illegal escapades anytime soon. And y'all gonna keep coming back every time too, cause we a family at this point. The same thing Diddy must have told all his victims, staff, crew, and peers, because somehow, someway Diddy has been able to escape his decades of alleged mistreatments unscathed, without barely any recognition. Barely. On top of all of his other alleged crimes and trifling behavior, y'all can add Justin to the tippy top of people personally victimized by media mogul, and we ain't talking about his son, Bieber, not Justin Combs, although supposedly he too has found himself lured into his famous dad's wild, undiagnosed manic episodes. Following the lump sum of allegations from former bad boy recording artists, which we'd be here till hell freezes over if I were to name drop every single one, the allegations from former bad boy staff, employees, associates, randoms, and even relatives, Diddy just can't seem to catch a break. One thing after the other. First, it was longtime girlfriend, Stockholm Syndrome victim Cassie, and her avalanche lawsuit accusing Mr. Freakoff of getting into hella things throughout their decade-long relationship, if we can even call it that. To give y'all a little refresher on what exactly took place, as if y'all actually need one, Diddy's former hostage, Cassie Ventura, escaped from her former boss and owner by a small thread and hopped right into the arms of her personal trainer hired by the former owner. Upon decompressing from her longtime captivity, Gen Z was shocked to hear about this lawsuit from Brother Love by his ex. But millennials been knew what was up, as if this was his first lawsuit. We've heard all the stories surrounding Diddy Bop, from setting up former bad boy artist Shine, to giving other grown men cavity checks, to peeling people's muffin caps back blue. So it wasn't too shocking to hear that Mrs. Ventura hit the diddler with that lawsuit. What was more shocking was the allegations that were in the lawsuit, ranging from severe physical violence, coercion of sexual acts with male sex workers, threatening every and anybody who dared interfered, blowing up people's vehicles, a life of substance abuse, the R word, and a whole lot more unnecessary and low vibrational behavior that gives fuel to the Diddy Axe Tupac conspiracies. Given a fresh new batch of allegations, rumors, lawsuits, which yet another came about just recently by Diddy's own producer, Rodney Jones, or Lil Rod, who worked on Diddy's recent Love album. The $30 million suit suggests a boatload of new crimes committed by Diddy, such as partying with female minors, SA, a whole lot of sexual persuasion, and using his son, Justin Combs, to bring in underage girls, trafficking, and much more. Which is why when Beliebers caught wind of Diddy playing parental guardian to pop sensation Justin Bieber back in the day, they were quick to dig up as much dirt as possible. And they, the fans, are convinced that Diddy must have been on that bull stuff even with their Justin. Thanks to the doctoral, professional, nosy, self-proclaimed journalist over on the Clock app, the TikTokians rummaged through as many videos and edits as they could and were convinced that a young JB may have possibly been groomed by Diddy. Social media algorithms love pushing years-old photos and videos to their For You pages, both good and bad. And one of those videos came from Justin's very own YouTube channel. A video titled Justin Bieber's 48 Hours with Diddy sprouted from YouTube's Forbidden Chambers, prompting a search party that I don't think they were ready for. Dissected, shared, and examined, Bieber fans took to the comments to share their concerns, judgments, and disapprovals. In the 14-year-old video, we see a then 15-year-old Justin walking up on somebody's drive-thru, assuming it's Diddy's, with Diddy walking beside him. They disclosed that Bieber was spending 48 hours with the hip-hop mogul, who was a whopping 40 years old at the time. In the short clip, we see Diddy pull back some type of sheet that was shielding a luxury vehicle underneath, in which Diddy told Justin that would be gifted once he turned 16, while the mansion would be gifted once he hit 18. From the suggestive mannerisms, let the fans tell it, and given the fact that Diddy couldn't tell viewers exactly what was about to go down within those 48 hours, alerted the red flag sounding off in fans everywhere. The 2-minute clip ended with Diddy asking Bieber what they wanted to do, to which Justin responded with what you can say is your average teen male response: "Let's go impress the lady." The short vid also opened up another fan-led investigation when Diddy briefly spoke about the time he had legal guardianship over a young Usher Raymond. The suggestive mannerisms in the video include one specific part where Diddy tells viewers he's with me, referring to Justin as he proceeds to lick his lips like he just laid his eyes on a chocolate cheesecake. Exaggerating, but they was not playing. Commenters found the subtle gesture kinda disturbing. A few years later, we'd see Justin and Diddy again in the studio, where the vibe just wasn't vibing. Diddy confronts Justin for failing to hit him up after some time spent unengaged, and Justin was acting as if he just got scolded by a parent. Although Diddy reportedly settled his lawsuit with Cassie, that did not stop the tsunami of people and mountains of evidence from piling, as if people were standing in a line excited to tell their Puff Daddy encounters. Being introduced and thrusted into the public eye at such a young age comes with a lot of responsibilities that someone as young as Justin oftentimes than not cannot handle in a mature and productive way. Having so much thrown at you so fast and accessibility to almost anything you could ever think of all before growing into your adult years can be intimidating and downright messy. It can also lead to a lot of people wanting to pull at your heartstrings and downright assault you in inappropriate ways, which a good handful of adults have done to a young Justin Bieber. Starting with, and definitely not in chronological order, that one Jenny McCarthy incident at the annual American Music Awards back in 2012 when she presented the award for Best Pop Rock Album to Justin. Shortly after handing over the award, viewers at home in the audience were stunned when Jenny forcefully grabbed Bieber and planted a big old smooch aggressively to the back of his neck. The quick ambush didn't end there. The former Playmate, host, and actress couldn't resist grabbing a handful of Justin's buttock before he slithered out of her grasp, dazed and confused. The audience was living as the moment surely made great entertainment. However, fans were not pleased then, and they aren't too pleased now. Looking as shocked as ever, when Justin finally did get to the mic to do the whole celeb acceptance speech thing, he first had to make it known in a jokingly, but not so jokingly way that he felt violated. After taking viewers by surprise, Jenny, who was nearly 20 years older than Bieber, who may have been 18 at the time, but was still very much #him-too'd right there on the stage. Reporters caught up with Jenny after the incident and asked about the situation. According to her, she just couldn't resist kissing Bieber, going on to say that she just wanted to eat him, calling herself a cougar before saying that she sort of molested him in a way. Another resurfaced clip showed a female presenter asking Justin about his sex life when he was just 15. Anti-Scientologist spokesperson and King of Queens actress Leah Remini asked a then 16-year-old Bieber to pick between performing in his birthday suit on stage for one song or drinking a cup full of blended worms in front of a large studio audience. Another video of Justin being interviewed at 15 asked whether he liked French girls because of their big bosoms and went on to question if he knew how to French kiss. He was then complimented on his beautiful, luscious lips and advised to wrap up his genitals. Katy Perry met Biebs backstage after an event, and when Bieber went in for a hug, she welcomed it. It got weird when her hands reached down to his cheeks and laid idle for some time before pulling away. Fortunately for her, Justin wasn't fazed at all and even told her that he'd let her do it again. Everyone's favorite mean comedian Ellen DeGeneres hosted a show with Bieber as a guest and showed the live studio audience a paparazzi flick of JB in the nude. Given that he and Ellen have a close friendship, surely Ellen felt as though embarrassing him in that way was okay since she tends to embarrass all of her guests, but believers were not here for it. Having all of these past occurrences resurface brought to light an even bigger issue regarding not only Justin, but young entertainers who've chosen life under the limelight in exchange for their privacy. The dismal and lackluster response when young males are possibly assaulted versus young females is constantly brought to the forefront whenever the internet has these types of discussions. If the roles were reversed, perhaps the outrage a teenage Justin would have received would have been a lot more blatant. A lot more noise? Well, considering the way teen artists like Christina Aguilera and even Britney Spears were treated back in the early 2000s, maybe it isn't so much about gender and more so about the sign of the times. Because let's face it, Christina was routinely dragged all up and through the music industry. A good chunk of it came from the rapper Eminem. And let's not even get into Britney's sexualization. How many folks you know had that one poster of Britney in that schoolgirl uniform from her Hit Me Baby music video? Let's not act brand new. Marketing teen idols to kids, teens, and adults isn't some sort of new market ploy, and Justin Bieber being practically assaulted in front of the world since he had the kiddies shouting baby and identifying any guy sporting a rugged bowl cut as the Bieber cut or Bieber bowl. Despite objectively expressing his discomfort and a good majority of the incidents listed, it would be years later for the public to view Bieber's choices and questionable behavior displayed in his early to mid-20s as a possible cry for help. After all, his pleas in his early earlier youth went unheard because y'all were too busy clowning the kid for doing his little dancey dance and acting quote unquote too black. So the question still remains, what actually happened during Justin's 48 hours with Diddy? The truth of the matter is, no one knows. When Diddy said he couldn't disclose what they were up to, he meant it. No one truly knows what exactly went down between Diddy and Justin, and all of the speculations and rumors are solely speculations and rumors. On top of Justin collabing with Diddy in recent years, there's literally no proof of Justin being assaulted by Diddy in any way. That's not to say Diddy hasn't been inappropriate with other celebrity minors back in the day. It just wasn't with Bieber. That is, from what we know. Do you think we owe Bieber an apology? Do you think something went down between Bieber and Diddy in those 48 hours? Let us know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comments, and stay tuned for more true celebrity stories.